Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Carrying on a normal life, a normal daily routine, and then all of a sudden I'd just be dumbfounded by the fact that that I am where I am today because of Josh. Yeah, makes a big difference.
An emotional night as veteran players took to the field during halftime of the Richland County Colts football game. The team won the state championship 10 years ago. That team was honored tonight, one player in a special way. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Valley News Team's Krista Boehm joins us live and explains how number 55 was able to stand with the state champs after dying in a motorcycle crash 2 years ago. Krista?
Mike, Steph, the game just wrapped up here tonight, and the team from 10 years ago stood out here at halftime to be recognized. And tonight, a special recognition for number 55. Normally, that jersey is worn by Josh Wald, but tonight, Dwayne wore it. He's a man that Josh saved by giving his heart. Lynn Wald keeps a close eye on the field, remembering the days his son sported number 55.
It was just a very fun year. A bunch of good kids.
This year, Lynn walks out to celebrate the 2005 state champs, a team his son, Josh, was a part of.
Number 55, Josh Wald.
As family stands together, he stands with number 55, but only a part of his son is there.
There's a whole lot of things that we shared, and I can share with his father some of those memories.
Dwayne Johnson is wearing number 55 to honor Josh after receiving his heart 2 years ago.
You know that someone had given up a life because you're receiving one.
Josh died in a motorcycle accident, and his family knew Josh was a giving kind of guy.
When this happened, we just figured that, you know, he's helping so many people all the time that he would definitely want to help more.
Dwayne was just one of dozens. He waited 2 years getting word of 2 hearts. That didn't work out. He was losing hope knowing his heart was running out of time.
Eventually, your heart gives out and you will not survive.
His third chance of a heart, Josh's heart, was a perfect match. And not just medically.
I know Josh is a hunter and a fisherman, and I love to do that. Josh was a football player, and I played football. I played football in college, and I coached football for many years in International Falls. I was the athletic director in International Falls.
Enjoying life the way he used to. Remembering Josh on the field and in Dwayne's heart.
We make a good team. Hell, we might as well go on the road now.
Get your helmet on.
Truly an emotional experience tonight for both Dwayne and Lynn. I had the chance actually to meet Lynn 2 years ago. That's when his son died, and he was outside the hospital and learned that his son Josh would be helping dozens of people. And Dwayne tells me Josh has actually helped around 50 people by donating. Truly an amazing story, and to help so many people live healthy and full lives. Reporting live in Colfax, Krista Boehm, Valley News Live.
Krista, thank you very much. Even after 2 years since the accident, Josh is still giving. One of his donations saved a woman in a skiing accident just 6 months ago.
No word tonight on the condition of a 39-year-old man who remains hospitalized after being shot early this morning. 63-year-old Gerald Schulte is accused of shooting a tenant he had been letting live on his property east of Perham for over a year. Schulte's in jail and could be charged with attempted murder. Deputies say they deal with landlord-tenant disputes all the time.
We are called very frequently to these situations. As far as the sheriff's office role, though, we stand by for civil evictions. We stand by for formal evictions through the court process. We do not get involved in landlord-tenant disputes where there's dispute over who stays where there's not documents filed through the court.
Now, if you have a dispute between your landlord and yourself, visit our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. We have a link for information. One person is dead after a motorcycle crash in South Fargo tonight. It happened shortly after 6. Investigators say the 51-year-old motorcyclist from West Fargo was exiting I-94 eastbound onto the I-29 southbound entrance ramp. His Harley struck the rear driver's side of a car driven by 55-year-old Kathy Johnson of Fargo. She was not injured. The motorcyclist, whose name is not being released at this time, died at the scene.
A man who led Moorhead police on a chase across Village Green Golf Course a year ago is now heading to prison. Kendall Feist of Grand Forks pleaded guilty today and has been sentenced to 11 years for selling meth. Feist bought meth from the Twin Cities and sold it mainly in Grand Forks and Bismarck. A new court ruling could open the door to more court cases regarding alleged sexual abuse by Father J. Vincent Fitzgerald, a deceased Catholic priest in our region. A judge has ruled the Crookston Diocese must release all records prior to 1985 regarding possible cases of sexual abuse. Those records had been sealed. During his career as a priest from 1951 to 1992, Father Fitzgerald served at numerous parishes across Minnesota and across the country, including reservations at Cass Lake and Nadawash and Elbow Lake near Mahnomen.
Father Fitzgerald is known to have abused many youth in many jurisdictions, from some of the sovereign nations and from the Diocese of New Ulm to the Diocese of Duluth to the Diocese of Crookston.
Attorney Jeff Anderson represents a man who claims he was sexually abused by Father Fitzgerald. He says this recent ruling could open the door to many more cases. Officials at the Crookston Diocese had declined to comment on this.
An upcoming film is creating some buzz surrounding the health of professional football players. Concussions tackles the story of a medical examiner who discovers a disease called a repetitive brain trauma in several NFL players.
And with concussions happening to thousands of athletes a year and the start of school sports, safety is on the forefront of many parents, trainers, and coaches' minds. Valley News Team's Macy Enger learned one local team's game plan to keep athletes safe from the sidelines.
Mark Strand is no stranger to the football field.
My oldest son played here for 3 years, and he's now in college, and then my younger son is a sophomore, so he's been playing for 3 years.
He's got the gear, knows the cheers, even has a flag to support the team. But something he hasn't had to tackle is watching his child suffer from a concussion.
There's a lot of concern about it, and as a parent, we share that concern, but we have a lot of confidence in the trainers.
We're the first responders on the field.
Years ago, athletes tried to hide head injuries. But today, trainers say it's a different ballgame.
We're more educated now, so we're better able to handle it the right way, and we have better ideas of the things that need to be done to make sure that the athlete returns to play as quickly and safely as possible.
Trainers say every Fargo School District athlete will take a computerized test every 2 years. If they're injured, they'll retake the test, and trainers will look at the results to see if any damage was done. And at every high school game, you'll see the trainers on the sidelines, just like this dad, cheering from the stands. In Fargo, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Now, parents should watch their child if they have headaches, dizziness, and a change in personality, like becoming less talkative. That could mean they've suffered a concussion. For more answers to your questions, we've attached a link to our website. All you have to do is head to valleynewslive.com and then click on this story.
We wanted to take one more opportunity to recognize the departure of someone very special from Valley News Live. Today marked Mick Care's last television forecast. We've been mentioning it during every one of our newscasts today, and why not? Mick spent nearly 3 decades of his life providing weather forecasts, probably tens of thousands, over 27 years. He's one of the most dedicated people we've ever known. He didn't hesitate, as they all do in weather, to respond to trouble. Especially the trouble that you need to know about regarding the weather. From all of us here at Valley News Live, thanks, Mick. Good luck and enjoy sleeping in.
Valley